Lads, how are you? For some of my classes, I'm going to be talking through a video today. For the afternoon, I will see you. I'm just out for a dentist appointment for my kids. But what I want to look at today is an understanding of virtue. We talked plenty about sin before and about the things that we need to avoid, but how do we act like a good person, and what are some things that we should be doing, is what we're going to look at today. So, we mentioned yesterday the 7 deadly sins, and the mirror opposite of those deadly sins are the heavenly virtues. So to start with, the first one I mentioned was gluttony, kind of overdoing it. Well, the opposite of that would be moderation, in an appropriate amount, I guess you could say. The opposite of lust would be chastity, and we'll see all these again. I'll put these in a slide when we review it. Greed would be charity, the opposite of greed. Opposite of pride being humility. The opposite of envy being, I guess you could say, temperance, which I'll define that a little bit. Basically what I mean by that is, instead of looking at the outside of somebody and saying, I wish I had that, maybe feeling a sense of compassion towards others, Sloth, the word is diligence, and then anger, patience. So that is how we understand the heavenly virtues. There are also what we call the cardinal virtues, which are prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance. Notice there's just a couple of repeats here, so that's how we understand virtue in that sense. So prudence, the first of these cardinal virtues, defined as the ability to use practical wisdom to make wise decisions and act accordingly. So, to a certain extent, we can kind of shoot from the hip and, make spur-of-the-moment decisions, I guess you could say, but doing so with wisdom. Justice, being mindful of what is and is not fair and right, within society. Fortitude, another word for courage, standing up for what is right, and then temperance, which once again involves how we act, and how we act towards others. Then we have what are called the theological virtues, which there are 3 of them: faith, hope, and love. Pretty straightforward. Faith being defined as, like in the story of the resurrection, where Thomas doesn't believe until he sees, but Jesus challenges him, blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. So being able to accept what we are taught as far as our Catholic faith is concerned. Hope, sometimes we can become very cynical, and we can see there's a tremendous amount of suffering in the world, and we might wonder, well, what's the point of trying to do anything right if there is so much suffering? But hope is recognizing that, good things could happen. If we are totally cynical, then nothing is going to change. But hope is a gift, and it's one that can be used well. And love, we're going to spend a good amount of time talking about what love is. It is so multifaceted. Obviously, we're talking about love that God has for us, love within, for example, a married couple, what we refer to as brotherly love. We defined some of these things in class before, and recognizing that, what is central to our faith, what is central to being a servant of God, is to be a loving person. So, sin gets in our way, as we were talking about, and we'll expand on that a little further as we go, but love is absolutely essential in transcending our sinful nature.